turn around. Turning point, yeah. He's on a turn around.
Welcome to Springboard, your virtual university. My name is Albert Ocran. Welcome you to Ghana's foremost developmental program, and that place where the greatest minds in the world converge. Springboard is brought to you by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with MTN Ghana, the Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Growth Program, a collaboration between MasterCard Foundation and the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Our media partners, the Multimedia Group and the Graphic Communications Group. Today we continue stretching ourselves in the direction of untapped, or should we say underutilized, resources and opportunities. And today we zoom in on the most popular, the closest, and yet still, in the eyes of some professionals, the most underutilized resource in the world: digital media. What have we done? What have we not done in terms of leveraging digital media for business, for marketing, and for extending our opportunities to create employment, create business, create wealth, and push forward our programs, products, nations, and services? I have a great friend of ours here at Springboard to help us break down where we are on this journey and how much more there is to do. Stephen Nasebwedi is popular here at Springboard, and he's been with us for several years, exploring the same subject from different angles in various ways. Steve, good to see you.
Good to see you, Reverend, and thanks for having me.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has been. I've been gallivanting a bit.
Yeah, I know, right? Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Let's zoom in straight into trends in digital media usage, especially for business and marketing. Where are we, and what are some of the trends we should be looking out for?
Thank you very much. I'd like to say that we are the place in Ghana now where we have very high penetration. We have over 70% internet penetration. The way I like to explain it is that nobody goes to the internet cafe anymore because we can all access online via our phones and stuff. So internet cafes are dead, which is great. We have over 25% social media penetration. So that's where I want to start from. The days when we used to talk about mobile, being a mobile, almost gone because everybody's a mobile now. So I want to talk about some of the trends that are quite new. The first one I'll talk about is what we call employee-generated content, talking about businesses. Now that sounds strange to some people because what a lot of people have heard about is user-generated content, where your users or your followers generate content for you. But this is an untapped area, and it's a trend that I like to say that churches have explored very much, and businesses haven't learned from churches in that. By that, what I mean is where if you think typically of a church having a convention, and a charismatic church in particular, you see how much content their church members generate and put out there. Okay. In the same way, today people are complementing influencer marketing with employee-generated content, EGC. So businesses are now empowering their employees to create content around what they do so that they are reaching more people. So that's one of them.
What's the advantage of content put out there by an employee or an internal stakeholder? What advantage does it bring?
Number one is free. You don't have to pay for them. So you give them reward. Where you have a strategy, you have a reward scheme, but you don't pay them. Number two, because they are internal, they are stakeholders, they have a stake in it. Sometimes they understand it better. Unlike, let's say, bringing on an influencer from outside or content creator who now needs to be onboarded, and sometimes they don't even understand it. They don't have any loyalty or commitment to the business or the organization. Here, the employees are already onboarded, and it's about giving them the tools and empowering them to be able to share your content out there. So that's very big. You think of a typical, let's say, a bank, which may be employing about 5,000 people in Ghana. If they can get even just 10% of their people to be pushing out their content, that's a great result. Plus, people know they work there, and they've got connections, their friends and family, who ask them questions about your content, about what you know. So it's just reaching their extended audience through them. So that's a great one.
The whole idea about social media, digital media, influencing, marketing, and so on is probably just like a tree.
Exactly. Yeah. You got it.
Each one reaching the branches
Yes,
that they
yes,
connect to.
yes.
So what you're saying is that each person has their unique connections in the digital space. And so the people I can reach, maybe you cannot reach. So if I put out the content in my way, in my language, in my style, it will reach my stakeholders, my audiences. Then somebody else too can do that.
And I like how you put it, Rev, in your way. Because what some people have tried to do, and I don't think it's successful when we talk about that, is they just give them, let's say, the creative. Let's say this is a flyer. Everybody go and post it. Doesn't sound authentic. And it's not compelling enough, and people don't convert. But if I can give you the tools and the resources and onboard you to be able to create content on your own, then it's more believable, it's more relatable and all of that. So you find that there are businesses that now have even studios, custom studios built for their employees to go in there and create content. Yes.
That means that this is backed by research that people are able to see that.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about authenticity. How critical is authenticity in the marketing effort?
Very critical. You see, people can tell, your audience, your customer can tell when it's just a gimmick or when you're just trying to sell them something. And I like to put it this way. People are not interested in your products. They are interested in the solutions that you provide for them. So people, again, I put it this way, talking about social media, people come to your platform for the content, but they stick around for the community.
Communities. That word keeps coming up over and
because
over.
Because they want to relate. They want to find their peers. Typically, this is how I describe communities. Place where you find value. You want to stay around, keep going back for more of that. And you want to invite your friends and family to join you. So people connect, share, and learn within a community.
Connect, share,
and learn within a community.
And you break it down as find value, keep going back, and bring your friends with you.
Yes.
Let's talk about the practical application of community. I'm very interested in community.
Okay.
Community. Help us to break down the three things that you mentioned.
Okay. So if I can just step back about the bit about authenticity, because it's important. What a lot of businesses are doing today is they're just hiring content creators and influencers to put out content. And there's no authenticity because the audience can tell when they've just been paid to put something. When it's not authentic, you can tell the language is even very rigid and all of that. And you can tell that the person posting or talking about the product or service hasn't lived the experience. So it's not authentic. So it's not believable. Authenticity is what makes your content believable and converts. So it's important that you do that. Now coming back to the community bit. So if I can use the example of a church.
Okay.
So a church is a place where since people go, they find a new family. People will tell you, I found a new family in my church. In the same way, I'll talk about a project that we worked on when I was at PZ. Moms like to share a lot of content, like to relate with other moms. Okay. So globally, if you speak to a lot of moms, they will tell you about a platform called Baby Center. Now, one of my challenges when I went to work for PZ, the first thing my boss told me back then, my boss told me was,